You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dini Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hello guys, how is it going? And welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I'm your host, dini-mussolini, and right now there's over 29,000 of you guys in our chat room, on the phone lines, Google Hangouts, Skype, the browser, all the plugins that we use to run these live episodes. You guys are filling them up, and I, for one, appreciate that greatly. We have a very special guest. I'm super excited about it. So, yeah, stick around for that. You know, there's more to climbing a mountain than reaching the peak. In between any desire and the fulfillment of that desire lies a vast middle ground of focus and consistent effort. Much of it is tedious, some of it is painful, but all of it is necessary. No matter how strong your desire, just knowing where you want the middle ground between where you are and where you're going. Before you can climb the mountain, you must first reach its base with the training, the resources, and the energy necessary to make the climb. Then, there's the climb itself. Success comes from doing the dirty work, having the patience, making the cold calls if you're in prospecting, getting yourself prepared, being disciplined, staying committed, doing your homework, accepting responsibility, and continuing to take action. Winning comes not from crossing the finish line, but from running the whole race. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or Inside the Book, Inside the Business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos, crystalline, or starseeds, or for my Vigilantes audience family, and 2 times for my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 4 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect, and we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens, or people think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Text that number to your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. Feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much and we take up the entire hour. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, iTunes, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we ever aired.
All right, guys, tonight's interview is the Mike-Colin interview, and again, I'm your host, dini-mussolini. As a part of our ongoing commitment to helping undiscovered musical and video talent get exposed worldwide, Vigilantes Radio will host interviews regularly with in-depth questions and answers and pass them on to you, the music lovers. So take some time, take a chill pill. And are people still saying that? Chill pill. I don't know. Sometimes I'm out of touch, and it clearly shows here. But listen in, about a great artist in music. You might not have ever heard of him before. So the incredible thing about that, guys, is that he's here with us and is able to share his story. Tonight, it's the incredible Mike-Colin. Not only is he a great guy to talk to, but he has been around the scene long enough to have seen the musical warfare and settled in for battle in the trenches with his sounds. And that's where we want to be. So guys, with that, let's welcome him to the show. Hey Mike, you're now live in the mix with all of us. How's it going?
Hey, it's going great. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. I can barely hear you. You sound muffled a little bit.
All right. How's that?
A little better. Yeah, a little bit.
All right. How's that?
All right. So, how's it going tonight? How are you doing, first of all?
Ooh, I'm excited to be on the show.
All right.
Excited to be on the show.
Glad you're here. So, of course, I've read and listened to as much as I could review in the allocated time. We haven't had a formal introduction. We haven't spoke yet. So truly welcome and thank you so much for your time and talking with all of us. We can link people to your music all day, but what we don't have the ability to do is describe your work from your point of view. When people ask you what kind of music do you perform, how do you answer and entice them into listening to it?
I come up with in my music, or electro-americana, American rock and roll hip hop. I mean, they're not totally original labels. I'm not saying I invented them. Especially that rock and roll hip hop thing. I mean, people can say that, but at the time, I just really like that term, And I like adding the word American to it because I think sometimes people diss on hip hop and an American art form, which it completely and totally is. Also, electroacoustic and eclectic core. These are labels I've used over the years, but, what I do really boils down to pop with a hip-hop. But, I think it's where most singer-songwriter, track-writer types end up. People over the course of time, like Styles or even Eddie Grant or Trent Reznor, And so I think often in this day and age, the audience is often attracted to discover new music that is similar to artists they already know, and that's worked for me too, better than labels, really. Like associating my music with artists like the Beatles, the Stones, Hendrix, Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Little Nas, Drake, people from all eras. That kind of worked for me as well as labels. Even better, actually.
Yeah, I can dig it. So how do you map your day-to-day and probably week-over-week operations and progression for success? Like, how are you defining success these days?
Well, I think day-to-day, week-to-week operations actually revolve more around being a husband and a father. And actually, I'm a DJ and a brand ambassador. I'm a semi-professional musician, but however, occasionally, like now, I get to release the music and add to the body of work I've been accumulating over the last 30 years. And that's really become the definition of success to me as an artist, which is simply the right to exist and be available for someone to discover, which is a giant freedom that we all have, and people should take advantage of it. It's really really something, you know?
Yeah,
to be able
definitely.
to express yourself and put it out there.
Okay. And overall, even though we know that you love what you do, did it all come out how you expected it would with the recording of your single Electro-Americana? Or did you have to create new innovative ways to doing music in today's industry?
Well, the answer to that question, well, there's a couple answers there. There is new innovative ways to be in the music industry, that's for sure. You know, it's pretty limitless if you're willing to put in the time, right? You know, but that's what, you know, it's a lot of door-to-door. It's still kind of a lot of door-to-door for artists who are on the lower level, right? You know, who aren't getting a lot of mainstream exposure. It's still, you know, basically going from website to website and trying to dazzle the people who are at each individual website.
Yeah.
I look at it more like, you know, just basically as the body of work. You know, I've just been focused on that for a long time, for 30 years now, just making records. You know, that's what I like to do. And Electro-Americana, I guess, is kind of the culmination. It has come out the way I wanted it to. I always wanted to make. I never had managed in all this time to make a song that had really decent bass, and I finally did that. That was really cool. That was really pleasing to me, and that was a lot of what this record was about. It was kind of fun for me to do something like that, and maybe one of the first times I've ever actually expressed fun in my life, and then, you know, so kind of tied it all together for me. You know, that's why I named it kind of after my sound, what I call my sound, Electro-Americana, because to me, it's all Americana, you know, all, not just acoustic music with washboards and such, right? You know, I mean, hip-hop is as much Americana as anything. I mean, what else is it? You know?
Right. Right. Yeah.
And so that's a kind of, I guess, you know, I don't know. That's part of it, you know?
Most definitely. So 30 years, man, that's incredible, first off. So hats off to you. 30 years of doing what you love to do, which is create. So given that, man, tell us about your mindset and staying authentic, you know, different from the rest.
Well, you know, if I'm different from the rest, I mean, because, you know, I know we like to think we're different, right? But I mean, I'm just making the same things other people are making. I'm just doing it the way I do it. And maybe the only way I am able to keep it that way is I make what I want to make when I want to make it, regardless of trend. You know,
right.
Like I was just talking about that class. I mean, I just kind of wanted to do it because I hadn't ever managed. I was thinking, well, what's something I hadn't done all this time, trying not to repeat myself too much, right? You know, I was thinking, man, I don't really have a song that you could bang in the car. You know, and that's important, right? You know, and so, and maybe that'd be a good introduction song too. You know, and so, and maybe now is a good time to come up with that song, and maybe I did. I think I did. Right? No, it works for me, but you know, it's for other people to decide. It always is. You know, and it's fine. And as far as how I keep myself authentic, you know, it's just been the same. You know, maybe some people would say this is not progressing, but, you know, I've kind of been like I've always been, and the way that I make music is just like what I've always liked to listen to, which, you know, sometimes I'm more singer-songwritery, sometimes I'm more DJ-producery, you know, sometimes I'm more rock band. You know, to me it all sounds the same, because at its core it's all communication. And I don't know, you know, I think a lot of people do know that there's always been a crossover audience who listens to stuff like the Beatles and classic rock, and also hip-hop. And this is where I reside, you know? And I think that's the reason why what I do is still maybe even a little bit relevant, because hip-hop became the de facto pop music of the current era, you know? And a lot of kids from later time than me grew up listening to the same kind of combination of classic rock and classic hip-hop and new hip-hop, you know? And that's me. That's what I like.
Yes, sir. So I'm not sure about the landscape of Colorado, but I personally feel like there's not a lot of top 40 acts that come from Colorado. Maybe there are. You live there, you know better than I do. But even if that's not a fact, like there's not a lot of mainstream acts in Colorado, do you feel like that puts a potential cap on how successful you might become in certain areas of the world?
No, and I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to address what you said at first. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's true, that there's not a lot of top 40 acts, but there's just not a lot of hip-hop acts, you know, that come out of Colorado.
Right.
The other ones, like One Republic and the Lumineers, you know, they're always on the radio, and you got like there's this band called String Cheese Incident, which they're kind of like a bluegrass band. They're playing 4 nights up at Red Rock this summer. You know, that's pretty cool. It's pretty mainstream, you know.
Yeah.
And Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweat, they're a band from here that are opening up for the Stones this weekend. You know, there is like Tyler the Creator. You know, he's from Boulder.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think that's really cool. And there isn't enough hip hop. There is a lot of great hip hop in Colorado, and but of course there is, you know, and there has been for a long time. But no, it doesn't get. That's the part of the music business here that really doesn't get the attention, you know, unfortunately.
So it's like some untapped terrain there, would you say?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Would you say there's some untapped terrain there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, there definitely, and I'm not. I don't want to act like I'm some sort of expert on what's going on. I'm not. You know, but I do know that there are a lot of talented kids here, and of course there is. There's talented kids everywhere. You know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I have no doubt about that. I do know that they have been undertapped. You know. So. I don't know what to say about that, but there is, you know, you can make it out of Colorado, absolutely, you know, and funny, you know, as for me, I'm an anomaly, and I have been since the get-go. You know, I draw more people in places like San Diego or Rapid City or Texas than I ever have in Colorado, and actually a lot of my fans are international. There just aren't that many of them, you know.
Right. I got you.
But I have fans on every continent except Antarctica. So,
wow.
So no, I don't think anybody's held back by being from Colorado. I you know, if anything, you know, I probably haven't taken advantage of it enough, to be honest with you. But nobody's held, you know, you can make things happen. You know, I'm surprised by what's happened to me. You know, I know that people who are better at networking, because I'm just not very good at networking. I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm terrible at networking, and I'm terrible at promoting myself. You know, and still I've gotten this far. You know, and imagine if I was good at those things. You know, and if other people who are good at those things, this would be, you know, there's nothing but astounding opportunities. You know, and you don't have to be from anywhere. You know, I mean, look what happened to Little Nas, right?
Right.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. So, yeah, no, you can't make excuses. You know, it is tough. There's no doubt about it. But you know, I managed to connect with some people around the world. I got fans, you know, in other countries, and that's more than I could have ever hoped for, really. So I find I can't be disappointed, you know.
Most definitely.
So, but me and the people of Colorado, you know, maybe I don't fit in here, even though I'm from here my whole life. You know, people have never seemed to understand me, and I mean, because the biggest crowd I've ever drawn in Colorado is like 150 people, you know, and it's. That kind of is where I kind of came up with my alter ego, Dick Roswell. I've always felt kind of alienated here, you know. But, you know, another consideration is maybe I'm just not that good. I don't know. But you never know.
150 people, that's a good crowd. I know some people who can't draw 5, you know, so. Hats off, man.
You got to take it all with a grain. You know, I get it, man. It is hard to go out into a, you know, I never graduated to to playing above bars yet. So I get it. It's hard to, it's hard to come out to those places.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, people got work and everything, and it's all lives, and they want to go to a real show. I would love a chance to graduate to performing real shows, and I'm trying to work on that.
Most definitely.
Yeah, because I get it. I get it now,
Yeah.
I'm finally growing up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about region all day, but with the internet, I guess region and location really doesn't matter until it's time to do a show in your hometown.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's what, that is where it all comes down to, unfortunately, that is, in terms of the measure of commercial success, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is, selling tickets is the measure of commercial success.
Most definitely, yeah. Definitely the measure.
So, and that would be great. I'm fascinated, man. Just like everybody else, we'd love to have our name on the marquee and sell those tickets, wouldn't we?
Yes, sir.
I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah. So I normally ask, why did you choose music, or how did you start on the music journey? But I'm gonna try to rephrase that. Why did music choose you?
I don't know. Because I was lonely, maybe. I don't know. Music became a friend of mine, right? Like so many of us, right? When we're kids, they became my friend, right? And that's, I don't know. It just, we had a piano in the house. I just started messing around on it, right? Then there was a guitar down at the school. Started messing around on that, right? And I was lucky to grow up in the time when that was like, what we all wanted to do was be in a band at that time. This was, I was in high school in the 80s, and so there was all these, and there was, and anywhere you have a lot of, wherever there's human beings, there are a lot of talented human beings,
Mm-hmm.
And where I was no different. And so we had a bunch of great bands, and I don't know, I never even thought twice, to be honest with you. I just started doing it, and just like my friends, and just, I'd be hard pressed to really explain why. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's because it's a human thing, and we just do it, right? It's some of us just, that's, actually it's my favorite art form. I gotta say, I do, that is, when I think about it in that way, it is my favorite art form. There's no other art form that speaks to me like a song or a record.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, and I just enjoy making them too. I'm never bored. I've never been bored making records. Never. Never had writer's block, and I've never been bored making records, man. I love it. And that's all there is to it. And maybe that's why it chose me. I don't know. But it chose, it chooses a lot of people. And and we choose to do it. It's like, I don't know. If I knew the answer to that, maybe I wouldn't do it.
That was a great answer. That's a great answer. And, as you dove into creating your music, did you feel like any personal changes were happening within yourself?
Well, for me, the change occurred when I realized that ultimately, well, I think I just, I said that, I'm sorry, I had written down some of my thoughts before, I'm not going to lie, because, it's a little hard to be put on the spot sometimes, but, what I said before about it being my favorite art form, and just, I realized, when I was a teenager, like we said, it became our friend. Also, for me, like, when I don't see very well, all right? I wasn't born with great vision. And so I used to go, like, into the basement and turn off the lights, and it would be really dark, and I would have the headphones on. And there's something about that, like headphone music in the dark, that just kind of opened up this whole, new world to me. Mm-hmm. And I've been chasing that, my whole life, and it happened even when I made my first recordings as a teen, And for better or worse, I haven't changed much since then. You know, I still enjoy listening to music as opposed to watching it. And the recorded song is still my favorite art form, like I said. And it's the only art form I'm referring to when I refer to myself as an artist. I don't know how to do anything else. I mean, I feel confident I know how to do that, you know, but like, I don't know, you know, the videos I do, I'm no video artist. I just have to try sometimes, right, you know, but it's because the only thing I actually enjoy is making records in the old-fashioned sense, you know. I must have been born out of time or something too. I don't know, you know, because I've never really been into the visuals that much. And that's held me back, I would say, you know, more than anything, is that, you know, I have a horrible visual presence, you know, and it's my own fault. You know, who else's fault would it be, you know? But I don't know what to do about it because I'm video killed the radio star. Well, I'm the radio star, you know. So, that's just, you know, this video's never really part of my thing, you know, and I don't know how to make it for my thing. So, but that's the change, you know, the change that you were talking about. It came from listening to records, plain simple. I mean, that changed me. And all of it's been part of that same change, you know. It's been a non-stop thing.
Most definitely. All right. So tell us about pressure. Are you putting any pressure on yourself to obtain some type of success, or when you actually go into the studio to record your records, are you putting pressure on yourself to outdo the last record?
No, I'm not. That just isn't part of my world. I am putting pressure on myself to do something worth doing. You know, that's every time, right? I mean, no, I don't take it for granted. I'm not just, you know, I do put pressure on myself to do something worth doing. But that's it. I mean, because I'm not going to have a big hit, you know. I mean, I'm like, number 167 on the Emerging 100. That kind of sums up my career, you know. And that's, but see, that's what I mean. It's like I'm playing a different, longer game, like a lot of people, and just being an artist, man, you know.
Yeah.
And I do other things, you know. I work as a wedding DJ. You know, and that puts a lot of pressure on me, to be honest with you. That keeps me in the pressure zone, and that's enough pressure because it means I'm on the mic and I'm having to get names and events correct and making sure the music sounds good and it's loud enough and of course fun enough, you know. And that keeps me on point, you know. So, you know, I worked as a recording engineer in the studio for a long time, once upon a time. You know, and that taught me a lot of things, you know. So the pressure, there is pressure, but it's never when I'm making my music, you know.
Yeah. Most definitely. All right. So the actual room that you're recording in, is it set up any special way, you know, to bring in some creativity to kind of cater to the muse, if that's how you view music? So how do you basically set your environment up when you're recording or producing?
Not quite like that. I get a lot of cats like to do that, and that's cool, man. Whatever anybody likes to do, that's right. Cool. For me, you know, I've been by myself, I guess, for so long doing this now. I kind of started, like, I realized I took like a painter approach. And so the environment itself, I kind of lose it, you know. Like I said, I don't see so great, you know. And so it's easy for me to get lost in my room and not need some of the environment, and get lost in the digital platform as sort of like a canvas, you know. And that's I kind of keep painting. I am a big fan of painters like Dali and Picasso and others, you know, so many others, you know. And I always did have I can't paint, I'm not a painter, but I always felt like I approached recording songs like painting, you know. it's just and so I get lost. And so my environment doesn't, I have a nice environment. I have really nice equipment, you know, but I just kind of try not to be there in a sense, you know. It doesn't really play into it that much, but, you know, I understand how it could for others, you know.
And from your perspective, on what we might hear as a common element or a common thread in your songs that would let us know as listeners that we're tuning in to a Mike Collin song?
I suppose if you got used to my voice, it would be that. You know, I mean, my music, you know, I do music that's not dissimilar from music everybody else does. You know, I don't think I have some sort of, like, you know, ultra unique sound or anything. I think, you know, when I do my voice and records, you know, I think that if you listen to somebody like, you know, a lot of people, you know, get used to their voice. I think that's probably what would do it. You know, if somebody sat down and got used to my voice, then they would do it. You know, which, you know, that's about probably what I or anybody's got going for them, especially, you know. So the music we all make is all right. I mean, you know, we all have our little spin on it, but come on, I mean, it's you know,
right.
It's a lot to say, you know, and that's cool. That's great. That is wonderful. We're all speaking the language. We're all using it, and we're just trying to communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes, sir. All right. Are you guys ready for some music? Because I am. After the music break, we'll be back to put Mike Collin in our traditional hot seat to hear either some vocals, maybe some poetry, spoken word, freestyle raps, live instruments. Well, you never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight. So when we come back, we'll find out if Mike Collin has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. But for right now, we have Mike Collin with this song, Electro-Americana. We'll be right back.
Americana. 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 Americana.
Let's go. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, Tesla, George Bouchamp, and Rickenbacker, Electro, Elisha Gray, and the Oscillate. Apple, IBM, Charles Babbage at the gate. That is Heterodyne Circus and the Hammond Nova chord. Harold Boyd, Donald Bushler, Robert Moog, Dolby and SM and MIDI and RCA, Casio and Les Paul and Fender and PV, transistor radios, jukebox records, electric jazz, guitar heroes point a new direction, rock and roll, and the rhythm and blues. 1958, Billboard became the news. Vinyl, cassette, movie screens and TV sets, compact disc, MP3, MySpace and MTV, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, YouTube, and SoundCloud. DJ turntables, cold cranking up the crowd.
All right, guys, and we are back again. That was Mike-Colin with his song Electro-Americana. Guys, if you haven't listened to this track in your ride yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. As they used to say, this one really bangs the box. You'll beat up the block, literally. And I love it. Okay, so if you need those links, guys, we have them in the show notes and also in the description of this episode. So all you have to do is click those links and they'll take you right to it. So, have you learned yet? Mistakes are great teachers. The lessons you learn from them are very specific, compelling, and highly appropriate to your own unique situation. Your mistakes are custom designed lessons made just for you. And if you keep finding yourself in the same predicament, maybe you haven't learned the lesson. Mistakes are very persistent teachers. Like I just said, if you fail to learn from them, they'll keep coming back to you, stronger each time until you do. Learning from your mistakes is more than just intellectual exercise. When you truly learn from a mistake, it will change your actions or your behavior. When you realize that you've made a mistake, as my girlfriend always let me know, consider this. Have you learned its lesson yet? Are you doing something differently as a result? If so, then you've made the very best of the situation and used that mistake to your advantage. You've learned, you've grown, and you become more effective. A successful life is built in large part by trial and error. Give your mistakes the respect they deserve. Learn what they have to teach you, and they will propel you forward. Take that from me, Dini-Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond. But for right now, let's bring back the man of the moment. Mike, you're back live with us and in our hot seat. What are you going to perform for us?
Oh, I got my guitar out. I got my amp on. I got a couple I got my Boss 303 out. I thought I would do a little bit of freeform guitar with some current hits.
Nice. Ready when you are.
All right, here we go. Yeah.
Man, that was wicked. I love it. Yeah, totally dope, man. So, Mike, other than interviews like these, I know you're probably out doing the campaign thing, you know, shaking hands, hugging necks, kissing babies, tons of interviews and press. What else have you got in the plan for Attack for 2019?
Right now I'm making a record with my daughter. She's a songwriter, vocalist, a multi-instrumentalist herself. Yeah, I made one with my son as well, which is out. I know we're sticking to one topic, and people can find this all through hashtag electro-americana. You can find all this stuff. I made an album with my son, who's a 20-something, and now I'm making one with my daughter, who's a 20-something. But as for myself, I want to switch over. I'm switching over to Victor Roswell for a while. 30 years as Mike-Colin is a long time, and I'm not saying, I'll be back. I got my little set I play and all that stuff, but I think I might focus on being Victor Roswell for a little while and mix it up, and I have started releasing records as that. But like I said, I did the electro-americana thing because that way it ties it all together. People can search that and find it all,
Yeah.
And so that's what's in the future for me. I appreciate what you said about it's a banging track, bro. I appreciate that, man. That's what I was going for right there. And that makes me,
Yeah, when
Thank
that
you
bass
very
hit,
much.
man, I was like, woo, ear candy. I love it.
I had an epiphany, and I can't believe it took me this long to have this epiphany, man. I got me a big old speaker, right? I got me some big speakers, the 15s, and I mixed on them. I don't know why it took me so long to have, and I made it sound right on the speaker, and so, I don't know, man, I get it now how to make the loud bass. After you can learn stuff after a long time, right?
Most definitely, yeah.
I had not been able to accomplish that in other, I had been in a recording studio and I had on my own for forever, and I had not been able to accomplish that. And I was really like, all of a sudden I had that epiphany, and boom, there you go. And that makes me proud to hear that you like it, man. So thank you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All right, let everyone know where they can connect with you online.
All right. The easiest place, the most direct, where everything is linked to is mike-colin, mike-colin.org, O-R-G. But if you also do hashtag electro-americana, it's designed that everything I do comes up to that hashtag. And it's pretty much it. So, and if you put my name in Google, it comes up with the little artist Dealey. I'm not hard to find, and I appreciate everyone who does. I appreciate to me, anybody who checks it out and is my friend, and that's
Most definitely.
it makes, and I'm into hearing other people's things too, so we can communicate and all that good stuff, man.
All right, Mike, it's been my pleasure, man. God bless, and we wish you much success in the future.
Hey, God bless you, and thank you very much, D.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website, and that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre-free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay, but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the #1 rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.